Hey there, traders and investors. It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back in the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap and MJ Sector review. Today's a review for August 10th. Going to do the videos all in one today. And as the main topic of the day, we're going to be discussing body and mind and a huge move today. So congrats to the bulls. Over 1 million shares traded. So we'll look at a detailed analysis on that chart here in a moment. But as we normally do, we'll run through some news and events, and I'll put some timestamps in the description below. And then we'll look at the crypto space, the broader market, and then a detailed analysis of the MJ and the BAMM chart. So make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel before we jump in. Going to run through this quickly as I can. We got a lot to cover today, so jumping right into it. Dow rises 160 points to close at a record after the Senate passes $1 trillion infrastructure bill, and the S&P 500 hit a new all-time high today, seeing continuation from that ascending triangle with a target of ultimately 445 on SPY. Infrastructure bill also passed in the Senate without clarification on crypto, so I do think we will see more on that in the not too distant future. I also think that today. And this article is right on point. VanEck files for Bitcoin strategy ETF as the SEC chair says it's likely to be approved. Well, you don't say. I've been saying that on this channel for a while now, and I do still expect another final leg higher on Bitcoin, ultimately targeting 80 to 100K before the end of the year and before the end of this bull run, maybe into next year, but ultimately targeting 80 to 100K. And Coinbase also reports $2 billion in net revenue for the second quarter of 2021. So going to be interested to see how this opens tomorrow. Another one of our long-term bullish names that we're holding in the long-term no-touch account. Riot produces 444 Bitcoins in July, and that was up 771% from that period of 2020, last year, July 2020. And as of July 31st, they're holding 2,687 BTC. Going to be interested to see how that one reacts tomorrow as well. And speaking of reactions, in terms of DDD, 3D Systems had a huge bullish reaction to their earnings results, just crushed EPS and revenue, and stock was up about 25% I think today, so congrats to the bulls there. I did a video on that yesterday. You can check that out. Speaking of videos, I did another video on the Hexo participation in the 41st Annual Growth Conference with Canaccord Genuity. You can check that out. I did a recap, but essentially a recap of the recap. They've already signed with their new CPG partner, but they couldn't release it yet, so we should see that soon, but it's a done deal, and they've already got a pilot rolling out in Quebec, and they're going to be offering some sort of functional food, so CBD foods, and they mentioned that it was a top Fortune 200 company, so we should see more information on that soon. But even more bullish news, in my opinion, they said that they're going to be offering Readies and gel caps into the US market by January, and I believe that's going to be through the MSO white labeling program. So that is bullish news in my opinion. And they also said they're going to be expanding trusts into other states soon as well. So keep an eye out for that. In terms of body and mind, not sure what caused the move today. If you've seen any news, please let us know in the comments down below. We're all in this together, and we're super happy as a group. I know internally in POW Group, everybody was ecstatic today with the news on Hexo and BAMM with a huge move, XRP and XLM, and a lot of our names were bullish on in the crypto space as well. So it was a great day across the board, but we know they have the option to acquire 2 Illinois entities. So it could just be a delayed reaction to that news and running out of sellers essentially. And we held the monthly uptrend support line on body and mind as well, while looking for that monthly higher low and monthly consolidation mode. So we'll look at that here in just a moment. But we'll wrap up here. A couple more articles. Scott's Miracle Grow plans deeper dive into the US MJ via 150 million stake in RIV Capital. RIV had a nice move today as well. Also, Verano Holdings, 199 million Q2 revenue increases 39% sequentially on a pro forma basis. And Ianthus Q2 revenue increases 57% to 54 million. Taking a look at the crypto space, you can see here we're hitting new higher highs, not on Ethereum, not on Bitcoin, but we're having higher highs, not on Litecoin either. We're seeing ADA with the bullish move here, and the most bullish at the moment, lead technical bull in terms of our top major names that we follow, and XRP and XLM also breaking out to higher highs here. But Bitcoin started to consolidate there on the 15-minute, pulling back a lot of our names on the 15-minute chart as well. But Bitcoin confirming the daily bull flag, ultimately targeting $50,000. And no major red flags. We're still above the 200-day moving average. We are daily overbought, and we're starting to see a little bit of bearish RSI divergence, but not enough to be convinced yet. And still holding this uptrend and seeing continuation of that daily bull flag, but ultimately targeting 50,000 here. And again, if we see a Bitcoin ETF approved in the US, I think we could easily hit new all-time highs and target 80 to 100K before the end of this bull cycle for one final impulse wave 5 higher. So taking a look at the broader market, so SPY again confirming the ascending daily triangle. We pulled back yesterday and bounced off of that horizontal line of resistance, which became new support. And then sure enough, today we broke to a higher high. And I said I wouldn't be surprised if we broke to a higher high today, and that's exactly what we got. So moving on, DDD, like I said, seeing a potential, we haven't even saw the EMA 12 and 26 bull cross yet, but from yesterday's close, you can see we were up over 42%. So congrats to the bulls there. We did have a pretty nasty upper wick there, and we had resistance at 41.48, which I mentioned yesterday, and we got to 40.40. So I said, watch that $40 psychological. And sure enough, we pulled back in a hurry, and it's the potential for a daily inside bar tomorrow, but we do have a gap here at 28.73 to be watching for a potential gap fill as well. But in terms of the movers and shakers, we had DDD, IMV, and VEGA leading the bull list today. On the bear list, we had SPCE, BLU, and DPRO. So taking a look at RIV had a nice move today, but similar to DDD, had a huge upper wick, bearish reversal candle there, and a gap here to be filled at 181. But bulls responded, congrats to the bulls there, responded very nicely to that news there with Scott's Miracle Grow. T-God and Love followed on the bull list. On the bear list, we had PWR, XTRX, and CanTrust. And just taking a look here at Hexo after hours, sitting at 394. We failed to close over EMA 12, which I mentioned I was going to be watching for in the video earlier, but we'll be watching close near the high of the day. We'll watch for a close over that tomorrow. But we are seeing this bullish RSI divergence on the daily and a break out of this falling wedge pattern. And ultimately, I think we could be targeting $5 here in the not too distant future on Hexo. So taking a look at BAMM, like I said, we had 1.019 million, over a million shares traded today. And yesterday we had 381,000 shares traded. So huge volume, massive volume. And this was a name that we've been saying, don't go falling asleep on. Expecting a bounce here at some point very soon. And on the daily time frame, we had this daily, this pennant here that was getting, break was imminent, right? We had almost had a bear break, but coming off of daily oversold. Also zooming out to the monthly time frame, we have this monthly uptrend support line, which was holding, like I mentioned earlier, on the monthly consolidation. We're still in a monthly uptrend, just looking for a monthly higher low, and we have a lack of resistance all the way up until the $1.14. So if you were to enter there on that low all the way down at 37.5 cents, I mean, that was an absolute gift in my opinion. All the way down at 37.5 cents up to $1.14. You're looking at about 200%, so 2x gains from here. And BAMM, one of my most bullish names in terms of low caps in the US, and my biggest holding right now in terms of those small cap US MJ names. But on the bull and bear list, we had BAMM, NBEV, and Ian leading the sea of green. Actually, we had quite a bit of red out there as well. AUG and BEV and BioHarvest leading the decline today. And just taking a look at MSOS. So MSOS still seeing monthly consolidation just like everybody else, but on the daily time frame here, we broke to a higher high, not much follow through, only by 6 pennies, but still looking for, we're still in a daily uptrend, still just looking for this pattern to remain of a higher low every candle. And as soon as we break the low of the previous daily candle, we'll start daily consolidation and we'll look for a higher low here compared to 35.55, which is going to be key support. After that, we have 35.21 and 35 psychological. Then the low of the pullback there at 34.84, but daily oversold bounce is underway across most of the sector. And just finishing up here on BAMM, so we did get back over the 10-week moving average. The stochastic and MACD are starting to blast off here as well. So a close over 45 to end the week would be bullish in my opinion, but should be easily doable. And also a close over the 100 weekly moving average there at 55 cents would be the absolute most bullish. And then we could even see a bull cross of the 50 and the 100 weekly moving average here as well. We had the death cross confirm all the way back in June. So we've seen some downside, but we didn't hit a new lower low after we hit that new low just shortly after that death cross. So we held our recent low, and now we're starting to see our moving averages curl, and we're back above the 200-day moving average. So as long as we maintain over, if we can close over 55 tomorrow, that's going to remain absolutely the most bullish case scenario. And then, like I said, if we can close the week over 55, that is going to be a massive achievement. But like I said, a lack of resistance on the weekly chart. We do have the weekly VWAP there at 60 cents, which was acting. We pulled back today just below that. So we'll want to see, and even if we can close the week over 60 cents, then we could easily be targeting 70 to 80 cents into next week from there, as we would have a lack of resistance in terms of our moving averages. And then on the weekly chart as well, like I said, a lack of weekly resistance. We are daily overbought now, and we had an upper wick, so probably going to be a daily inside bar and tightening range into tomorrow. But we did have resistance there at 65 from a previous daily lower high as well. So we'll be watching that 60 to 65, 60 and then 65 in terms of resistance from here. And we did hit the high of the day right at 60 cents actually, so pulled back perfectly. Pulled back perfectly from that weekly VWAP. It was 60.9 cents the weekly VWAP. That was my mistake. Thought it said 60, but it's 60. Can round it up and be 61. So, congrats to the bulls. We knew that there was going to be an explosive move coming eventually. Nothing just goes straight to zero. And these are the times, and I've been saying for months now, right? This is the time with the outlook in the U.S. looking much more bullish, and just overall growth in the sector, and the S&P 500 at all-time highs. Not set up well if the overall market rolls over, but on monthly consolidation is generally where we want to be entering long-term positions. And I know a lot of people in our group today were extremely happy they've been averaging into BAMM over the last couple of weeks and months, as we had a massive move just in the last couple of days. We'll go off the low here at 40 cents. We had that double bottom. If you were entering off that 40-cent support there at double bottom, you're looking at about a 50% move there, and that's only in about a week. So once again, congrats to the bulls. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review and a daily market recap, and we'll see you tomorrow after market close.